Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning, Johnny G. It's sprint to the studio this morning, man.
Yeah, I knocked over the garbage
fell
can.
Over and got people tripping on each other. It's like there's no time.
It's an exciting morning.
It's an exciting morning. It always is. We got an exciting guest this morning, too, as well. We got our good friend Joe Putrock over at Icon Home Inspection. What's up, Joe?
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. You're welcome. Glad to have you on. Johnny, what's up, man? How's everything been?
Yeah, we're going good here. Yep.
Going good?
Everything's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
Got some interesting weather coming up this weekend, right?
Well, it depends on where you live.
Well, I do want to talk about weather that we had this past week, which was an absolute washout, right?
Boy, and tonight into tomorrow, more rain, lots of it.
Yep, some snow in the elevations.
In the hill towns, yep, snow, right?
Going to get some snow. So it's going to be sloppy and wet.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to get at here was with the weather this week, it was just complete, high-level rains, record rains that came in, and that wreaks havoc on homes. We know this. We've talked about this before. But in particular, I mean, this is, we're really going to kind of dial in on basements today with Joe. Because, water in a basement during a home inspection that is the worst case scenario. Worst as the realtor, like having water in the basement, walking into the showing, it's like, okay, we're going to pass on this one. Right? I mean, it pretty much like check that one off the box.
It's like an oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the basement omen. So, but let's say you got a client that you found the house, you bid, you outbid 7,000 other people for the home. They paid $150,000 over ask because that's the market we're in right now. Yeah. And then you tie this thing up. You call Joe. You get on the home inspection, and there's a lake in the basement. Right?
Yeah.
You've seen this, Joe, right?
I've seen it many times.
Yeah.
So,
and you could see it on their faces when they were, right?
And from a buyer's perspective, you want to have your house inspected when it's raining out.
That's right.
You want to find that.
You want to find it.
You don't want to buy the house and then find it.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. This is the topic today. It's a call-in show, guys. I'm going to give you the number after the sponsor break. We're going to take a quick sponsor break, come back, and we'll get right into wet basements.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
It's John Tesh. If you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at the Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. I love that one. JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at salernolawny.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we are back here. Listen, Joe Putrock, Icon Home Inspections. We're talking about wet basements during a wet time of year, how they can really sidetrack a home inspection. And Joe and I are going to get into a lot of common issues that happen with the basement on the first half of the show. Second half of the show, Joe's got, I think we have like 7 or 8 tips on what you can do to prevent your basement from becoming a problem, not only during the home inspection, just in general, right? Preventative and maintenance tips. So, but before we get into that, I want to give you guys an idea of that this is a call-in show, which I think we already have a caller. So you can give us a call. You want to talk about wet basements, you want to talk about anything real estate. Joe's on for half an hour. Pick his brain. Get the questions out. Get the notepads out. 476-5900. That's 518-476-5900.
Okay,
we're
caller.
going to take this caller quick.
Yeah, caller, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mike. Just
Hi, Mike.
wondering about the B-Dry system. Does that work pretty good? And are there other people that do that besides B-Dry? I have some moisture in my basement, and I got a French drain, and it's wet there.
Okay, explain what the B-Dry system is. Explain what the B-Dry system is. Yeah.
They come in and waterproof the bottom of the basement,
all right.
And so the water doesn't come in. And supposedly they guarantee it for the life that you own the home. But and I see it. We've been looking at some other houses before we sell ours, and I see some of them have that in there. And I was wondering if it was worth it for me to do it, try to sell my home.
What do you think, Joe? You familiar with these B-Dry systems?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different systems out there.
I think B-Dry is the name of whatever Mike's talking about. That an actual product, yeah.
And if you have water in the basement and you can get rid of it and keep it out of there when you're selling your house, it's definitely a good investment. I mean, somebody's going to want it done anyways when they buy the house. They're not going to want, they're going to want to know that they can store things down there, put their washer and dryer down there. So it's definitely a good investment.
What exactly are these? What is this B-Dry system he's referring to, or one of these waterproofing systems?
Sometimes it depends on how they're going to go about it. So there's different kinds of systems. I'm not, positive as to what this system is, but some of them go at it from the interior. Some of them dig a French drain. Some of them put trenches around the. They put trenches around the basement so that the water has some place to recede to.
Okay.
Some of them do it from the exterior. They dig up the foundation.
I guess it depends on how severe the issue is, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it also depends on what's causing the issue.
Okay.
There's a lot of different causes.
I had a company at a house that I owned that a lot of water came in. It was built on a spring, and all the water kept coming into the basement. And the abatement company came in and tried to stop the water from coming in, and they worked from the inside.
Okay.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Tens of thousands of dollars.
Gutters help too, don't they?
Didn't work. So they had to go around and, around the outside of the house to deal with it that way. I wish they'd have known that before they had started.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago, but.
Yeah, and we're gonna hit all that on the second half, because that's where this, maintenance and prevention comes into play.
Yeah.
And we got some really good tips we're going to talk to you guys about.
Really quickly, though, with any system that you're going to put in your basement.
You don't have to ask permission, Joe. You can just talk about it.
Yeah, just jump right in.
Stay close to your mic over there.
System that you're going to have done, you just said, they guarantee their work for as long as I own the home. You want to make sure that's transferable. If you're going to have it done before you sell your house, you want to make sure that you can tell the new buyer, hey, this system was just put in, and if there's a problem, these guys are going to come back and get that water out of your basement.
Get it in writing. Just like when we guarantee the sale of your home, we put everything in writing.
That's it.
Same idea with a B-Dry system, with a roof, with any kind of big mechanical in the home. Get it in writing, Mike.
Protect yourself.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yep. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was a good caller, good question. Hey, I do want to do a quick little community service announcement, because you guys know how big we are into the community and how your referrals can help the community, right? We donate a portion of every one of our real estate commissions to Make-A-Wish. Who else? The Animal Protective Foundation, the new Veterans Memorial Park that's going up in Glenville right now. But we actually just sponsored, one of my agents, you guys know Joe Malone, We just sponsored a spaghetti dinner that's going on today, Saturday, March 9th. It's from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock in Scotia. It's at the First Reformed Church of Scotia, so that's right on 224 North Ballston Avenue in Scotia. It's going to be great, guys. Spaghetti meatballs, traditional, Italian food. Pareca's Italian bread's going to be there. That's always a hit, right? All you got to say is Pareca's bread.
Oh, yeah.
Desserts, coffee, soda. You guys can also take out, so you can call in, get your order, and take it to go.
Good deal.
It's I think it's $13 for adults and $8 for children. I'm taking the kids tonight.
That's pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, why not?
So if you're in the Scotia Glenville area, stop down, support the Lions Club. Joe will be there. He's on placemats. You're going to see a smiling face on all the placemats.
I wondered he was going to make the spaghetti, but no.
I think he's setting up right now, actually. So,
okay.
So we just want to let you guys know that. So, anyway, Joe Putrock, we are talking basements. And Joe, tell us a little bit about how you got started with being a home inspector. We didn't even, we got sidetracked with the caller, but
I bought a house.
Yeah,
I bought a house.
Okay,
the guy came and inspected the house. I thought he did a great job. He missed a bunch of stuff.
Okay,
I
was going to say, usually it's, I buy a house, my realtor was terrible, and I said I can make this thing better, right? Okay.
So he missed a bunch of stuff, and there are a couple things that I'm still paying the price for. 10 years on,
man.
And
what did he miss? Let's talk about it. Everybody loves to talk about a train wreck.
One of the big things he missed was that the water takes on, or the basement takes on water every time we get a pretty big storm.
Okay,
it's, not a ton of water, but more than I want if I want to store stuff down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
any kind of water is bad.
There was just a couple things like that. There was some a little bit of a mold issue that we've since had taken care of. But, we missed it. And it's all they're all causing each other to happen.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to try to help people make sure that didn't happen to them.
Right.
And that's what got me into it. So, you go to school for it and you study and that's it. So now I hope I'm out there helping people to avoid the things that happen to me.
Now that you're in the trenches doing this, what's the best part of the job, worst part of the job?
The best part of the job is helping people to get a house.
Yeah.
You get these people, they're nervous, they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in. The thing that we always tell people is there's nothing in this house that can't be fixed. It's just a matter of who's going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if there's a big issue, if the heating system's failing, you want to make sure that you have that in line before you go ahead and buy the house. You
Correct.
Want to make sure that it's paid for.
Yeah, or if the roof is getting ready to go.
Exactly.
You want to know that.
Yep.
And that's why, it's no one wants to have their home inspected when it's raining because they don't feel like standing out in the rain and looking at their house, and the inspectors don't really like it either. But to be honest with you, there's no better time.
Yeah.
You're going to see water in your basement. You're going to see water in your attic. You're going to see a roof leak.
Right.
It's really one of the best ways to avoid those problems.
You want to get the sins out, as they say.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Worst part about the job, Joe?
Crawl spaces.
Johnny G nailed
Crawl
it.
spaces.
Yeah.
And then so when you have the fall and winter crawl spaces that are damp and muddy, and then during the summer it switches to 145 degree attics. But it's all part of it. You get used to it, and you learn how to deal with it, and you bring a good flashlight, and you're all set.
That's right. Yeah, it's very important.
Yep. Well, that's good. We're glad to have you on, Joe. We hope for future shows with you. So listen, we touched on water in the basements and some of the surprises that you find on a home inspection, and how impact wise. I mean, this impacts value, right? I mean, you're talking about
100%.
The difference of going under contract for a home for $250,000. You go to the home inspection and you're like, wait a second, I'm not paying $250 anymore.
And a lot of times, everybody worries about seeing water in their basement, and they think that's going to be an issue. But sometimes water is causing a huge issue that you don't even see. You have so much hydrostatic pressure coming down a hill that the water's not coming into your basement, but it's actually pushing a wall.
Right.
And people don't realize how, if you have that much water coming down, even if it's underground, and it starts pushing on a wall, it'll come through it.
Yeah.
It'll move that wall. It'll tilt a foundation. Hydrostatic pressure is a big deal. You got to do your best to keep that water as far away from the house as you can.
Yeah, and that's compromising the structural integrity of the home.
100%.
Right.
And then once it does get in, and then it gets hot and it gets cold, and now you've got excess moisture in the air, and then you got mold on your rafters.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Now you're talking about health issues, just like you
100%,
right?
And if you have a heating system that's forced hot air, a lot of that air that's coming in and it's hanging out in your basement, it's going right into your heating system and getting blown right throughout the house.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you have to make sure
so
that
nice.
you don't have any mold.
And it smells great, too.
That's how you can always tell.
Yeah.
That's how you can always tell.
The basement-y smell, right?
Which leads to another point, John, is you want to make sure if you have space below ground, whether you're using it or not, run a dehumidifier.
Yes.
Just get one going.
Mine runs 24/7.
Yep.
Constantly.
Have it, put it into a slop sink so you don't have to keep going down there every day when you get home from work and emptying it. But definitely keep a dehumidifier running. It definitely.
So listen, we're actually staying on time. So we hit some common pitfalls with basements. When we get back, Joe and I are going to cover some of the causes quick and how to prevent them right here on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show with me, Johnny B, and Joe Putrock from Icon Home Inspections.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay. That was a quick break.
Yeah.
Talking about some gluten-free pizza options if you're heading to spaghetti dinner. Okay, so listen, guys, let's stay on time. We're doing a really good job here. Joe Putrock, Icon Home Inspections, talking everything wet basements today. We talked about some of the pitfalls. Now we're going to talk about really kind of what causes all this stuff. Yep. Joe, in your opinion, what's the number one cause of a wet basement?
No gutters.
No gutters.
No gutters.
Okay.
Huge issue.
Okay.
If you have a house that's brand new, built this year, it doesn't come with gutters.
Right.
Frankly,
Oh, boy.
you don't need them. If your basement's dry, you don't need gutters.
Right.
If you got a wet basement, the first thing you need to do is get gutters on that house. Everywhere the water can come off that roof, you want to catch it, downspouts, and then you want to get it at least 6 feet from your foundation.
Yep.
And sometimes guys will run. They'll run their downspouts and they'll run their extensions. They run it right into a hill. So all that water does is come off the roof, go down the downspout, and goes right into the hill, and then it comes right back to the house.
Yeah.
So you really have to look and see where your water is going. The closest, the closer water, shrubs, everything else is to the house, the more that water is going to just stay right there where you don't want it. You want it as far away as possible.
Does soil composition play into it?
It does.
Yeah.
A lot of times if you have, clay or things like that, the water will just run away immediately.
Okay.
But sometimes the water just gets down in there and it just stays there. It takes a long time for it to evaporate out of the soil and then out into the atmosphere again.
Yeah, I know a lot of homes in Albany by the Pine Bush, a lot of sandy soil.
Yep.
It just doesn't drain.
No.
Right? You get a lot of ponding, and that ponding actually, if it's not angled correctly, it's just coming right back towards the foundation.
And then so after you have your gutter issues fixed, then you have to look at, like you just said, all of your grading.
But before the grading, though, I mean, even if you have gutters, you got to clean them.
100%.
Right?
Nobody worries about water in their basement until there's water in their basement.
Right.
That's right.
When it's dry out, that's the time you should be checking things, trimming your shrubs back, getting them away from the side of the house, making sure your gutters are clear, like you said, of all the stuff that's coming off the trees that are near the house. You got to do it. You can't do it when it's raining an inch an hour.
Do you buy into the whole gutter helmet thing? Is that a product you endorse? I'm not saying.
Again, it's a case by case thing. I live in a house that has no trees on its property.
Oh, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, but you'd be surprised. I got neighbors that have huge trees.
Oh, I
and
see. Yeah.
they're little whirligigs. They come flying in.
Oh,
and
those good everywhere.
Yeah, I'm cleaning them out twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Oh, they get in your AC unit outside, all
100%.
Oh, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to landscaping, how does that play into everything?
You know, so I inspected a house in Troy that had a tree that leaned into the front of the house. All it did was keep rainwater pressing against this wood extension, like where there was like a big bay window.
Okay.
The entire thing was rotted. Right.
Old tree, old house, maybe?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And it was just completely rotted because the tree was just holding water there every time it rained. So instead of the front of the house getting wet and drying, it was getting wet and staying wet for days because of this tree. And, you know, it's just, you know, you want to have at least a foot between any kind of shrubs, plants, you know, things like that. You want to have about a foot between those and the sides of the house.
What about getting inside the basement now? Foundation cracks, you know, fissures, stuff like. Tell me more about that.
Yep. You know, you can use hydraulic cement to fill them, but the problem is when you're filling the crack from inside the basement, that water's already gotten through the wall. You know what I mean? So it's gotten through to that crack. So it's basically pressing on whatever you can use. You know, there's all sorts of paints that you can put on to seal. But the problem is that water's already gotten into the brick or the block. And it presses on that. So when you do that, that only lasts about 6 years, and then you're going to see some yellowing, and then you'll see it start peeling off the wall, and it's going to go on you. I mean, the optimal way is to do it from the exterior. Unfortunately, it's the most expensive way to do it.
Yeah, because at that point, like you got to start digging.
Yeah, you got to dig, and then you know, even once you get all that dirt away from the foundation, now you've got to deal with the problem. You've either got to put some sort of draining tiles in there, or a French drain.
Drain.
It's expensive. Anytime you're going to pay for something like that by the foot, and it's a couple $100s a foot.
Yeah,
you know,
it adds up.
It adds up very quickly.
Yeah,
very quickly.
Anything with sump pumps that you want to add to this conversation? Because I feel like sump pumps can be, a huge savior for basements.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're in an old house, there's a really good chance that the floor runs to one corner anyways. A lot of times sometimes you have a city drain in there, or it just runs and goes into the drain. But if you have an area where the water is pooling and you can put a sump pump in there, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. And the other thing is, if you do have a sump pump in there, make sure it's working.
Make sure it works.
Once a month when you go down there and you're doing your laundry or whatever, just lift it up, see if it's going to pump for you.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing is thinking you're protected and you're not. And then you're taking on water and, there's nothing pumping it out. And then before you know it, it's up to your hot water heater, it's up to your heating system, and now you're getting even more damage.
Now you get more damage. And even considering an upgrade, because I know sometimes people buy a house, they've kind of inherited the last owner's sump pump, and it might not be quality, right?
Yep.
Because there are levels of quality in a sump pump.
Yeah, there are.
And again, make sure you're monitoring, or where that sump pump is pumping the water to. Some people pump the water up their basement wall out a window. So they're basically pumping the water outside.
Back in.
It's just coming right back in. Exactly.
Right.
It's coming.
And they have
right
some pumps with battery backups now, which I think are very important. Is if there's a big storm and a power outage,
you're right, John,
and your sump pump isn't doing the job, you're in trouble. So something to think about.
Yep. Yeah, because if your sump pump is plugged into a wall outlet, and you take on a foot of water or half a foot of water, that outlet's going to kick off on
It's kicking off.
And now you don't have you don't have electricity down there, and you don't have a sump pump.
So bringing it back now to kind of summarize, we talked about proper grading and landscaping, right? That's huge.
Yep.
Okay. Gutter maintenance.
100%.
First of all, having them on the house.
100%.
If you don't have them. And B, if you do have them, making sure you keep them clean.
And you don't even have to get up there. They have hose extensions that you can use to get you up 15 feet. I'm not suggesting that, somebody gets up on a ladder on a Saturday morning when it's raining out.
Yeah.
And, but there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And then, like you mentioned, the leaf guards, the gutter guards.
And they're not pretty, but those plastic extensions that come off.
Yep.
Maybe they're not aesthetically as pleasing as you'd like them to be, but they're better in a wet basement.
100%.
That's what I like to tell people. Foundation repairs, get the cracks filled in. Yep. Skim coating, parging.
Yep.
100%. Really taking care of the basement walls.
A lot of people don't realize that those walls, they're meant to be porous. That block and brick and things like that, it's meant to have water come in and out and blah, blah, blah. And that's why a lot of times when you do have water in your basement, it'll naturally recede. Mm-hmm. It'll just, you go down there in 3 days and it's gone. Mm-hmm. But, and that's the other issue I should mention is when you have water in your basement, your reaction to that water in your basement is what's going to help you save a lot of problems in the long run. You want to get that water out of there. You want to get yourself a pump, or you want to get it dry as fast as you can.
Right. Oh, so you're saying get you going in, cleaning up, drying it out.
Yep.
Yes.
Towels, fans, dehumidifier, whatever you need to do. Open the door, blow it out, but you got to get that water out of the basement.
because you're preventing mold and
you don't
moisture.
want it sitting there.
Yep.
Yeah.
How we doing time wise, Johnny?
Yeah, it's time for a break.
Time for a break. All right. Listen, we got 4 more tips after the break. Going to hear from our sponsors quick, and then we're just going to wrap up the show.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guarantee radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we got about maybe 3 minutes here to wrap up the show with
3 minutes? You got like a minute and a half.
Joey Putrock, Icon. 3.5?
No.
Oh.
No, about 90 seconds.
Oh, 90 seconds, Joe. Okay, here we go. Joe Putrock, Icon Home Inspections. We talked about grading and landscaping, gutter maintenance, foundation repair, sump pump maintenance, interior waterproofing. You want to hit that quick, Joe?
We can, yeah. Do your due diligence when you do it. Make sure the walls are dry. Make sure they're clean. So many people they throw up a coat of paint and they don't realize they're throwing it over a dusty wall or a dirty wall.
Yep.
It's coming right off. It's not even sticking.
Yep.
So really, consult with the experts when you're doing it.
Exterior waterproofing.
Yep. Best way to do it. Also the most expensive.
And last but not least, professional inspection and repair. This is where you come in, Joe.
Yep, 100%.
Right?
Yeah. Get somebody to look at it. Make sure that the hard part is to tell whether you're going to have water. We're going to have a lot of snow melting some years, not this year, obviously, but some years you have a lot of snow melting. You want to make sure, you want to look for the signs that there may have been water in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell when you see a little water line along the, or you see some fluorescence on the
stains,
wall. You can tell there's been water there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
all right. Well, that's it, guys. That's everything you need to know about wet basements to throw your home inspection, off the rails. Joe's telling you, don't worry, we can fix it. We can help you. Again, one more last announcement. We got the annual spaghetti dinner at the Lions Club from 4 to 7, First Reformed Church of Scotia in Scotia, New York. Spaghetti and meatballs, Pareca's bread. It's going to be great. Come on down, support the Lions Club. The Property Shop is sponsoring this event. Want to thank you guys for tuning in again here on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio talk show. Joe, thanks again. How do they get a hold of you, Joe?
Thanks for having me. They can give me a call at 518-606-0565.
All right.
Or if they want to drop me an email, just joe@iconhomeinspectionsllc.com.
Thanks, Joe. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week. We have a special guest coming in, Johnny G. Thanks for the opportunity, and we'll see you guys next Saturday.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the capital region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.